Hey guys, Jake Tupi here with Moderno Construction Management. Today we're just having a conversation about beams, beam placement, types of beams, all things beams today. So the first question I always ask our clients or customers, and for someone who's just thinking about putting beams in their home, is the type of beam that's being put in. There's usually two types. There's a hollow type beam and there's also a solid timber beam. Two very different types going into the houses these days. The timber type beam, where it's a solid beam inside and out. Very beautiful, they're reclaimed. They have a lot of good history to them, a lot of good character. The downside of the cons is they're really heavy. So mounting these can get very expensive, and all the backing we have to do to get these solid beams in there can just add a lot of cost and time to the project. So if you're in a place where you're retrofitting these beams, it can be very difficult because if the trusses that we're mounting these to are not designed to handle that weight, we typically can't do them. A common alternative is to do what they call a box beam or a hollow beam, where it's a kind of faux beam, if you will, hollowed out on the inside, so it's a lot lighter, more maneuverable to get up on the ceilings. Those beams can come in a variety of different textures, different woods. We're seeing a lot of custom pine. They put a grinding wheel on it and they kind of do a honed finish to them to kind of make them look more rustic. So very, very difficult to tell the difference between a solid timber beam and a hollow box beam. The pros and cons between doing a box beam or a solid timber beam would be probably cost number one. You know, those timbers are usually reclaimed. They're very hard to maneuver because they're heavy, hard to install. So from a cost perspective, a lot of our customers and clients are reverting to more of a box or a hollow beam because the looks are very, very similar. So without having to go through all the effort of mounting a heavy beam to the ceiling, the box beams are always kind of more common for the application that we have. I'd say 9 out of 10 that we're doing today are hollow box beams. Just because the technology that we're putting into these, they can just look so real and authentic. Just a variety of colors and shapes, sizes, things like that. The hollow beams are definitely kind of more the trend forward way to do things and really helping save on the cost. So the average cost of doing a hollow versus a solid timber beam can be drastically different. You could look at spending for, a great room that might be 20 by 20 or 20 by 18, great room with a big vault in it. You could spend anywhere from probably $8,000 to $10,000 on a set of hollow beams. If you're trying to look at more of a timber style or a solid beam style, you could be looking anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 just to get these beams in there, and that's not including installation.